At some point we're all going to get sticky valves on these instruments. You've got two options for sticky valves. The little hole at the bottom of the valves, down here, that's a great place. Pop some water in there, or even some valve oil. This is proper valve oil for a trumpet. Don't use any other kind of oil, because otherwise the other oil is too thick and in some cases can damage the instruments. So a little tiny squirt of valve oil in the bottom of the hole, give it a wiggle, and that should get some oil around it, and most times that'll work. Sometimes you might need to take the valve out. Now this is where we can get into a lot of problems. To unscrew the valve, it's the cap at the top here. Just unscrew the sticky valve, lift it out, not all the way, and you'll see that there's two little white plastic guides there, basically to stop the valve twisting around so that the instrument works properly all the time. Look out as well for the little number that's stamped on the valve, okay? It's stamped on this side. If you've pulled it straight out, that should be facing the mouthpiece. So when I look at it from a playing point, I can see the number 1 there. If your valve has got hairs on it or anything like that and it's looking a bit dirty, just run it underneath a cold water tap. Keep it wet, do not dry it. And also, a tiny bit of valve oil, just make sure it's got a nice coating on there, and pop this valve back in. Now when you put it back in, remember, essential that the number 1 in this case, is at the mouthpiece. Every valve's different, so every valve has to go in the correct valve casing. So number 1 has to go in the hole for number 1, number 2, number 3. Each valve's slightly different, so we need to get number 1 in the first hole. So number 1, that needs to be facing the mouthpiece. And all I do is I gently put that down, and then I grab hold of the cap, twist the cap until that locks into place. Just screw it in a tiny bit and blow some air through. I can see that's working fine. So I'll just continue to tighten that up on here. Now, if I get this problem where it feels like my valve is blocked, it feels like my trumpet's blocked, and something strange is happening, it means that that valve is not in the right way. So that's why you need to check it every single time. So to get it in the right way, first thing to do is just grab the cap, give it a twist, and twist it until it locks into place. Sometimes that'll work, sometimes it won't. But it's this trick of twisting and making sure that that valve cap and that valve is locked into place. If it doesn't work and it still feels blocked, when you lift it out, you'll notice that the number 1 is facing the wrong way around. So we've got to get that number 1 facing the mouthpiece. And remember, it's only proper trumpet valve oil to put on valves. Do not use any other kind of oil or WD-40 or anything like that. Try and keep them as clean as possible. Don't wipe them, because even little tiny hairs on them can stop them working.